Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester, and I'm glad you're with us on this Friday morning. Hope everybody was anchored down, didn't get blown away, and we're still here. And we're going to have some cool weather coming in. Low tonight's going to be 56. High today is going to be 72. And our temperature at the pier, the water temperature, guess what? 77 degrees. And we'll see if it changes a little bit. The river reading is brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. Let's take a look at the Apalachicola now. It's going to be fluctuating. It's rising. It's going to be around close to 13 feet. I don't know exactly what it is. It's going to be close to 13 feet. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's going on up. It's going to be around 8 foot, and it's going to, how much rain they had north of there. It'll be dictated to what is it reading and all. And our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is October the 30th, and we do have a little bit of tide today and a little bit tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to start picking up. Looking at today's tide, will be low this morning at 5:48 and high at 9:15. Tomorrow's tide is going to be pretty decent. It's going to have a incoming tide, but the wind today is going to be coming out of the north, but it's going to be coming back in double figures around 12. So be aware of that. Now this is a big weekend. We got a full moon tomorrow night. It's going to be an exciting time. The sky should be clear, so it should be a beautiful October moon. So try to enjoy that. Also, guess what? It's Halloween, and let me show you what I always do with my students, with my seniors. We sort of had a classroom. We were in a portable, sort of away from school. They didn't want us to be part of them. They put us in the back there, so which we absolutely love, because we could do our own thing and not worry about it. We could make noise or throw fishing poles, whatever. So we had a great situation outdoor with, I enjoyed my seniors, and always the week of Halloween usually start on Wednesday or Thursday morning. If it's going to be on Saturday, I just want to be walking class change and want to be walking in the door. And I always say, good morning, seniors. They say, good morning, Coach Chester. I said, I'm glad you're in my class today. And they say, I'm glad we're here. But anyway, we just always had a thing going on. And I would always pick out a kid on Halloween, each class, and do it for a day or two, who could take a joke. And because some teenagers get sensitive, but I'd always pick one out during Halloween and say, Johnny, it's not Halloween yet. Take off your mask. And all the kids would laugh at them. They're like elementary school, but they just got to, even 18 years old, they enjoy stuff like that, and then they'd be kidding each other. And then the week after, like on Monday or Tuesday, Susie, Halloween's over. Take off your mask. And it was just a fun thing. That became traditional, and they were kidding me about it like 2 months later. One of them come in, just had a clear blue sky. I said, Coach, it's not Halloween yet. Halloween's over. Take off your mask. So anyway, that's always been a good joke, and it stood the test of time. So I wanted to share that with you. So plus, of course, Sunday morning our time is changing, and we're going to fall back an hour. And like someone said, they weren't going to set their back. They don't want another hour to the year 2020. So, but it will be changing Sunday morning. All right, and that'll be November 1st. Let's take our break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Yesterday at the end of the show, we were talking about the gestation period of the white-tailed deer and all. We were talking about it being around 200 days. And also, I said I had a couple. I want to show you one more. This is white-tailed deer, but let's go into the, it's not on, Jeff. We want to talk about, often we talk about a sandbar deer, and it's really, okay, it's up there now. Okay, the sandbar deer. Okay, that's the one on St. Vincent Island. Okay, it's native to India, like we said, but the sandbar deer. But I found a picture. This is a young one. They grow up to be really good size, like 700 or 800 pounds. But the gestation period, and we'll go back to it. It's 390 pounds here, and theirs is 200. The gestation period, the bottom line, 246 days. It's just a larger deer, larger animal. But I couldn't help but flash back to my book and show the picture out of my book, because this is local, and I love this story here. This is Judge Ira Hutchison. He has several things right here named after him. He loved the outdoors, and he loved to fish, but he did hunt some, and he was an excellent hunter. And he went down in 1943 on December 23rd and shot him this big sandbar deer. And this is hanging in a tree over there in St. Andrew. Everybody in town came to look at it, and he got it back here, and they had a big feast for Christmas. But I always got a kick out of a judge driving down there, just get on a boat, going over there, and just shooting a big sandbar deer. So I just wanted to show that to you. But the big thing too, and here's the St. Vincent Island right now. They still have the hunt. Of course, back then it wasn't owned by the government. It's owned by the government, and the red areas here are the areas you cannot hunt, and the roads are named. I just love that place. I've talked about it before. And the drawing, let's see, they've already had the drawing. You have to get drawn for it. And it's actually, the hunt is in November. Right, well, okay, right here, they do 200 permits. The season is those 3 days here in November. And actually, you get you can actually shoot hogs and raccoons, but you get unlimited number. But you have to do the drawing. They've already drawn, and people across the country come to it. Okay, in fact, the drawing is in May. They had a drawing back in May. So anyway, just for next year, and actually it says the FWC will be handling the hunt permits. So that's interesting. So anyway, just to let you know about the sandbar deal. Now, also the other day, we were talking about. We had Daniel Cole on. We were talking about our dogs and having life jackets for the dogs, and what a great idea. So I decided just to show you. I looked up some dog life jackets just to inform you. And in case I'm going to show you 7 life jackets, and these, of course, are on Amazon. But here's one. I'm going to go through them pretty fast. So pay attention. This is one thing. A good handle on it. Okay, that's called a rough wear K9 float. This is called a outward hound jacket. And they're sort of made the same way, and I don't know how you pronounce this one, but it's a dog life jacket with different colors, and that looks like more of a lightweight. So it's going to be according to what size your dog is. This is a Paws Aboard life jacket, okay? And I like it. It's got a little Red Cross thing on it. This is a surf and turf dog life. I guess if your dog loves jumping in the waves and all, this is what you would use. And then Pet C, quick release life jacket. I don't know. I guess there's a good reason to have a quick release. Just get them aboard and all and release it. Here's my favorite. This is camo, heavy duty camo. One More Choice camo pet life preserver. So all these are for your dogs. We were talking about that with Daniel Cole and the other day on the show about your dog life jacket. So if you do keep your dog aboard and get up on the bow. A lot of times they love getting on the bow, and if you had to stop real quick and they're thrown in and you're sort of discombobulated yourself, you need to take care of your dog. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We talked about going hunting yesterday, talking Alabama and Georgia and different places we like to go. And I ironically ran across this last night. Georgia's having trouble with spiders. Somehow this giant spider has been found a home in Georgia, and the thing is like 4 inches long. It's got a long old scientific name, and it was just it was introduced from East Asia in 2014, and it adapted to the area of Georgia, and it's spreading. And I found a couple of pictures of it. It's called a JoJo, but right here, big spider weaves way into Georgia right there, and that's like 4 inches. Okay, here's a picture. Here's another picture of them. That really, those are scary. If you were out there walking in the woods and run into a spider, but they're in Georgia now. So all you fellas and girls who go up there to Georgia to hunt, y'all be careful. They're not poisonous, but they're scary. If you're like me, we have what we call wood spiders here, and all of y'all that walked in the woods know exactly what we're talking about. They're not quite 4 inches. 4 inches like that, but these wood spiders are good size, and I have them up at my granddad's place, and if I'm not up there in a couple of weeks, within a 2-week period, they'll put those nests back up. Those wells back up, and they'll start making a nest and all, and you'll walk into them, and they'll just scare you because you don't see them, and all of a sudden they're sort of on this spider webs on you. So that's when you start practicing karate. And if we Gail and I laugh about that, I'll tell her about it. But all right, now this is the last weekend of red snapper fishing. I want to jump in some fishing pictures, and we're talking about the camaraderie and fun when you go on a fishing trip and all. And David Rich sent these pictures. I'm going to just list the names of the folks who was on I'm going to show you the pictures. They had a great trip Sunday. I just want to list the names. They were on it was John Lee, Used to have the Candy Luck shrimp boat here in Panama City. Steve Norris from Port St. Joe. His wife is our clerk of the court. He owns GW Services. Aubrey Singleton from Albany, Georgia. This sounds like some Gulf County trip, get somebody from Georgia and some local folks and all. This sounds like a fun trip. Aubrey Singleton, and we fishing on his boat, and my son David Michael was also on the trip. So we cut their throats. So I'm going to show you the series. This is some of the nicest fish you're going to see in this fall's snapper fishing. Okay, so we'll go through them. David Rich and the buddies there. A nice grouper aboard too. And look at these. Red grouper, then nice grouper. David got a big old grouper, big old snapper. And look at the calm waters. Like I say, this is this past Sunday, but what a fine trip they had. There you go, on the Candy. All right, good job there. And then the sun, picture he in the sun, and what a great trip. We got to show the sun a little bit longer. Okay, there you go. Come on, I'm gonna be mad. All right, so anyway, so he got them here. There's another picture. Got them getting ready to clean them, getting ready for the fun part. And so they use Chef Lenny's seasoning, Cajun style seasoning. David's a good cook now, so getting it ready here, prepping it up. Oh man, you could eat that for breakfast, couldn't you? Don't that look good? And there's another picture of it. So they ate good, and that's what it's all about. You go fishing, and you just go. You end up like this. So that was a good one. I got one more to show you too. I was talking about local people fishing. How about old Chris Kramer? They went out. Chris and his buddies. I don't have all their names, but man, okay. So they got the kids in the picture now. All the kids got to hold up a picture. So here we go here, and you see how big that one is. That one's as big as a kid. And then one more thing. That was a nice grouper there. Good fish. That was a lot of fun. So anyway, I know they all enjoyed it. So, but I got a kick out of the whole prep, getting ready to go fishing and then fishing and then bringing them back, cleaning them and cooking them and eating them. That's what it's all about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, now I want to go ahead and mention we got Fridays. Friday's going to be wrapped up shortly, but we got a show coming up Monday. It's going to be a special show. It's going to be a little hunting. It's going to be a series of hunting videos, and it's going to show the agony of defeat and the thrill of victory, really. And it's actually going to feature my grandson Mason, and Walter put it together. I've been wanting him to do it for a while and he's done a good job with it. And it goes back to when Mason was first hunting and was, I think he was maybe 10 or 11 years old, and he had a chance to take a really big buck, and he missed it. And I mean, I remember when it happened like it was yesterday, and it was just devastating to him. And Walter filming, he starts crying and all, and it shows the emotion you feel because he just felt like he should have taken that buck. And then it does that video, and then it shows the video of him taking his first buck, and then it shows the buck he took last week. But what it shows is a series of progression of being able to face a really bad situation, and as far as an outdoorsman, and miss something and come back and yet still be successful and have this wonderful feeling of thankfulness and when you take a buck. So that's going to be on Monday's show. I really want to let you know about it ahead of time, so I want you to really enjoy it. So that's going to be Monday. Then next week we've got I'm going to get Bill and Greg to come on. Bill has been on his fly fishing trip, and recently, a couple weeks ago, he's going to talk about his fly fishing trip. And then Greg and Bill went out fishing, I think yesterday morning or the day before yesterday morning, maybe Wednesday, and had a really nice day before the weather got a little choppy and all. So that's some good fishing trips there. And then we've got some other things coming up next week. So anyway, we're going to let's get ready for our drawing. All right, we're going to be giving our fishing report after this. So here's our drawing. I left off a couple of things, but we'll pick them up next week. Don't forget about the Halloween mask. Okay, all right, here we go. Los Antojitos, winner of a $25 gift certificate from Panama City Beach, Jeff Bryant from Panama City Beach. And the winner of the $20 gift certificate all the way from Greenhead, Daryl Weeks. Greenhead's a pretty place up there. and the winner, the big red snapper, and you see on TV, like we just had showed on TV, some big red snapper. And that winner is going to be all the way from Alpha, Keela, James. All right, the Beach, Greenhead, and Alpha. So in fact, that's 3 counties right there. All right, we're going to take our break and get set up for our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us on this Friday morning, and we got like I say, big weekend. I got a full moon, and the weather should be calming down. It's going to be blowing really in the single digits today, and maybe picking up tomorrow with that north wind. But it's going to be a good weekend to get out. So let's talk about what's going on. Again, I gathered this fishing report from all different sources, and it's interesting. The only place I didn't cover, I meant to call, was the pier, and I just know it's been so rough out there, I didn't call them. It hadn't been a lot going on the pier. The fall run, we're peaking out now. The fall run. Here it is, the end of October. Next week is November. So the fall run for most species at its peak, and it's going to start going down. So really try to get in this weekend. One of the things I want to mention is the flounder. I saw some early part of the week. I want to say Monday night or Tuesday night. One of the guys I know really got some limited out with 10 flounder. Over there, and I'll show you some of the places he went. So the flounder is really good in all the bay systems right now, so be aware of the flounder. Also, the mullet, you saw the picture of Bill Shields limiting out, well, not limiting out because the limit's 50, but he got him a big mess, and he caught him this week and he smoked him. So cast netting for mullet is really good now. The flounder run is really good now. The third one I wrote down, the black drum. We got a black drum tournament coming up in East Point pretty soon, so the black drum is good bite now. So finding some bridges and some pilings to move around. And the fourth one I talked about, the redfish in the surf. Redfish in the surf. You saw the pictures early part of the week how light colored the surf redfish are. A lot of folks have. Now it's going to be rough the next day or two. It's going to be stirred up from the storm, but early part of next week or even toward the end of the weekend, surf fishing for redfish is going to be good. Pompano, I didn't write it down as far as these are the 4. My Fab 4 were the ones I just listed: flounder, mullet, black drum, and redfish in the surf. Now I didn't list pompano. I'm just not seeing a lot of reports. I haven't seen any report of anybody already limiting out, and I've been some good fishermen out there. A few people getting 2 or 3 here or there, but no one's limited out. Really, from last year the same way. We didn't have a good fall run last year if you keep up with it, and it hadn't been a good fall run this year. The reasons, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I do know it just hadn't been a good run. So keep that in mind. If you still go out and get them, and most people are using the fish bites, and hardly anyone is using sand fleas. Some people are using peeled shrimp, but people are they've tried to get them and all, but they just haven't had much luck. Base. Let's go to the bay system. I mentioned surf fishing, and I'll start here at St. Andrew Bay. We're looking at now. Like I say, Bill and Greg had a good morning this week on catching trout and redfish, and of course they like to fish. They like to fish East Bay, and this is the area they fish in here on East Bay. They'll go, and I fish some of the same areas, but they go more on the east side of town than I do. I'm more in the West Bay, but the mouth of the creek and all, Sandy Creek, is over here to the right-hand corner. And then Callaway Bayou, coming out of Callaway Bayou, and right here in the center of the screen. This shoreline right here, this north shoreline, you go from Callaway Bayou and just head, just head to your right, facing. Well, if you're coming out of Bayou, you're going to go to your left. If you're looking at the screen, we're going to our right. This whole area in here, we've got some nice redfish, and back up in a layered bayou, as always, Layered Point there is an excellent place. And then over here, what we call 1,000 Islands. There are all these little islands and all over here by Tyndall. This is some good fishing in here, all through here. So red fishing is good there, and trout fishing. So this is where, in fact, Greg would take his dad, when he took his dad fishing a lot, they would just go in those areas there. So there's good fishing there. Now, talking about fishing for drum, let's go to, I don't talk a lot about Tyndall Bridge, what we call a Tyndall Bridge, but fishing the bridge, if you're in a boat and all, you can put in here, right there, at that boat landing right there, at Parker that's named after Mr. Gilbert. But anyway, these pilings here, some bull reds going to be here. I don't talk a lot about the Panhandle Bridge, but not because there's not a lot of fish there. We just don't talk about it a lot. It's a great place to go fishing around that Panhandle Bridge. And Pearl Bayou, pretty slow now. It's sort of, Pearl Bayou, it used to be beautiful. That's where the old timers would bring their boats in when the hurricanes came. They would put the boat there in Pearl Bayou. But the fishing has been fairly slow there. You know, it's just a lot of sand washed in over the years and all. So, okay, let's go over to West Bay. Well, I want to stop here at the pass right here. Let's stop at the pass. You've just got to, if you're going to fish for flounder, you want to fish the pass. I've talked about it right there at the point. They're going to be pouring out of here now, and they're going to be hugging. They'll come in here to Shell Island, the backside of Shell Island. It's almost like they run into it, and then they work their way down the island to the pass, and also where the old kiddie pool is. I know flounder because we used to get into the old kiddie pool area. It's not really set up like it is now, but it's still that shoreline there on the north end of the pass. It's going to be an excellent place to go. Okay, so that way, then West Bay. If you want to fish for trout and redfish, we've got Crooked Creek and Burnt Mill Creek. Should be producing pretty good. You're going to have that north wind, so it's going to be a good time, be a good way to go on both of those. Look at both these rivers, both these creeks where they flow into the north West Bay there. You got Crooked Creek and Burnt Mill Creek. So you come out of either one of those creeks and fish that north shoreline. You'll be out of the wind, and you got some oyster bars. They're putting in some oysters in this area right here in the center of the screen. You can't see them on air, but there's some oyster bars here, and that should be good fishing. It's going to be tough on the south end there. Okay, I hadn't got a lot of reports from the Choctawhatchee. I talked to Larry Brown lately, so I don't have a lot of reports from the Choctawhatchee River or the river system over there. But I do know this: they are catching mullet, and they're still catching them. And now it's going to raise up a little bit, but the mullet fishing has been excellent in those tributaries of the Choctawhatchee. So if you get a chance to go, we've got to wrap things up. Get a chance to get outdoors. Be careful, but take your time and enjoy it. Do something good today for your fellow man. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.